These twins swapped places after one of them crashed into the back of an Amish horse buggy, taking the lives of 2 children, as well as seriously injuring another 2. And one of them has finally been sentenced. They were given 90 days in jail, and they'll actually be out this month. Unbelievable. If you don't know this case, in September of 2023, Samantha was driving her black SUV down the road when she crashed into the back of this Amish buggy. After, she makes 2 calls, one to 911 and one to her sister, Sarah. Sarah pulls up in her silver car before the police get there, but after bystanders had already arrived, were trying to help. The police eventually arrive. They see the tragedy around them, and they also see 2 women who look very similar, Samantha and Sarah. They ask them who was driving the car, and that is when Sarah says it was her. Now again, Samantha was driving the black car that did this. So they ask Sarah, who said that she was driving, where her ID is, and she says, oh, it's in that silver car over there, which the police thought was weird, especially when they asked Samantha where her ID was, and it was in the black SUV. Now this police officer turns on his digital recording device in his pocket while he's talking to the girls. He's asking Sarah questions, he brings her to the police car, and then he walks away to go help the other officers. His recording device was left there, which recorded the conversation between Samantha and Sarah. That is when Sarah is recorded saying that, I think one of the guys is on to me, but I really don't care. There's no way they can tell the difference between us. So the police is asking Sarah what happened. She basically says, I didn't see the buggy, I crashed into it, and I was headed to so-and-so, which didn't make sense because she was driving in a complete different direction than if she was actually going there. So this was yet another red flag. And after the police read her Miranda rights, she was like, no, I want a lawyer. So Sarah's trying to take the fall for her sister, but Samantha does everything she can to incriminate herself. She sent a message to HR at her work, which I believe is a friend of hers, and told them that they needed to call her. When they call her, she says that I effed up. I just took the lives of 2 children. She said, I effed up and 2 Amish people. And she said, I am not sober. So HR asked, have you been drinking? And she said, no, you know that's not my first choice. It is the one that starts with an M. HR then asked, did you call the police? And she said, yes, I called 911 and I called Sarah, who took my place. There was also some messages too that her workplace turned into the police. And this is all noted in the affidavit. If for some reason that's not proof enough for you, the 911 phone call was made on Samantha's phone, not Sarah. So did they switch cars with their IDs in them and switch phones? And the most damning are messages that she had between a friend. They texted her and told her about what happened to the Amish children and how sad it was. She replies, I don't think you realize I did that. The person responds saying, I'm confused. She said, confused on what? I hit the buggy, I took 2 Amish children's lives, and I made Sarah switch places with me. Still not good enough? Let's look at her search history. She Googled, what happens if you get into an accident with the Amish horse buggy and take the lives of 2 people? How to lock an iPhone the police have. And if you hit a buggy and take the lives of 2 people, are you going to prison? And also, incredibly sad, Sarah's daughter was so stressed out and anxious from this that she told the social workers, my mom did not do this, please don't make her go to prison. Some people think the reason that they did this is because Sarah had already gone to jail multiple times and Samantha was left to take care of her children. Friends said they think that Sarah felt owed to her. But also, Sarah wasn't on anything at the time, which would completely change the charges. We probably will never know the truth, but Sarah only having to serve 90 days is crazy. And Samantha will be sentenced in the next few months. She's taking a plea deal.